Alex had landed on the alien planet with the hope of finding rare minerals for trade. The sky above shimmered in strange colors, and the ground glowed faintly under his boots. He had heard stories about this world, about its strict laws and powerful beings, but nothing prepared him for what he would find that day. As he walked through a narrow canyon, a faint cry reached his ears. Broken and weak, it sounded almost human, yet it carried a tone that was not from his world. Curiosity and concern pushed him forward. Despite the warning signs etched in the glowing rocks, he followed the sound, ducking under sharp metallic branches and leaping over deep fissures in the ground. The cries grew louder, and soon he saw her, a small, trembling alien girl trapped in a pit filled with sharp, glowing crystals. Her eyes were wide with fear, and her delicate hands clutched the edge of the pit. Trying to pull herself out, Alex's heart raced. He could not leave her there, even if he did not understand the laws of this planet. He looked around and saw the pit was deeper than he thought, and the crystals could pierce his skin if he misstepped. Without a second thought, Alex found a sturdy branch and lowered it to her. "Grab it," he shouted, his voice echoing in the canyon. The girl hesitated, but desperation made her reach for it, her hands brushing his as he pulled her up slowly. Every inch was dangerous. Rocks shifted, crystals sparkled like teeth ready to bite. He gritted his teeth, using all his strength, sweat dripping from his brow. Finally, with one final heave, he lifted her from the pit, and she collapsed into his arms. Trembling and shivering, Alex set her down carefully, brushing dirt and crystal shards from her delicate alien skin. "Are you okay?" he asked, though he doubted she understood his words fully. She looked at him with a mixture of fear and gratitude, her eyes shining in the alien light. Thank you," she whispered in a language he barely understood. Yet her meaning was clear, and it made Alex's heart pound with relief and worry. Suddenly a shadow fell over them, and Alex turned sharply, his instincts screaming danger. There she was, the elder sister, her presence commanding and cold. Her tall frame blocked the light from the glowing sky, and her eyes burned with authority and warning. "You have taken what belongs to me," she said, her voice calm but deadly. Alex froze, unsure what she meant, but he felt the weight of alien law pressing down on him. The girl, Lena, clutched his hand, whispering something in haste, but the words made Alex even more uneasy. He realized that this planet's laws were not like Earth's laws. They were strict and unforgiving. The elder sister stepped closer, and Alex could feel the power radiating from her, a pressure that made his knees ache. He tried to explain, using gestures showing that he meant no harm, only rescue, but she shook her head, her expression unreadable, her eyes piercing through him. "You do not understand our ways," she said, her tone cold. "Everything my younger sister touches belongs to me, including you." Alex's stomach churned, the words making no sense in human logic. He glanced at Lena, who looked frightened but defiant, and he realized he could not abandon her again. The elder sister's guards appeared from the shadows, silent and tall, circling him like predators. His heart raced as he weighed his choices, every second feeling heavier than the last. To fight was useless. To run was nearly impossible in the rocky canyon. All he could do was stay calm, thinking fast, trying to understand what would satisfy alien law and keep them both alive. Lena tugged at his sleeve, pointing to a narrow passage behind them. Alex nodded subtly, understanding her hint, and together they started to move. Careful not to make a sound, every step echoed in the canyon, and he prayed that the elder sister would not notice immediately. The air was thick with tension, the danger palpable, each moment stretching like an eternity. As they reached the first turn in the canyon, Alex caught his breath and whispered, "We'll find a way. I promise." Lena's eyes met his, full of hope and trust. And for the first time since landing on this strange world, Alex felt a surge of determination. He did not know if he could outsmart the elder sister or survive the alien laws. But he knew one thing: he could not leave Lena behind. Not after what he had done. The canyon stretched ahead, dark and full of unknown threats. And so their journey began, marked by danger, courage, and the fragile hope of survival. Alex followed Lena through winding paths hidden from the patrols. Every step was tense. The glowing plants around them seemed to whisper warnings. The elder sister's words echoed in his mind, reminding him that the law claimed him. He had saved Lena, but that very act had made him a target under alien rules. After a long trek, Lena led Alex to a high plateau overlooking the alien city. Its towers glimmered in strange lights, and massive statues of past rulers watched from every corner. "This is the council hall," Lena whispered. Glancing nervously over her shoulder, Alex's stomach tightened. He had never seen anything like it, and the sense of authority radiating from the place was almost physical. Before he could speak, a group of guards appeared silently, their weapons glowing faintly. Lena raised her hands, signaling Alex to stay calm. The guards escorted him into a vast circular hall where hundreds of aliens were gathered. Glowing symbols floated in the air, and strange devices hummed softly, translating their language into something he could understand. The elder sister stood at the center, flanked by two massive sentinels, their armor reflecting the city lights. Her gaze was icy, piercing, and Alex felt as if every thought he had was exposed. "Humans do not interfere with our laws," one of the council elders said. His voice echoed through the hall, and Alex noticed how every alien around him reacted, some nodding in agreement, some frowning. Alex tried to explain that he had only acted out of mercy, but the words felt weak against centuries of rigid tradition. The elder sister stepped forward, her eyes never leaving him. "You have taken what belongs to me," she said, her tone calm but filled with authority. Alex swallowed hard, realizing that his life and freedom depended on how he responded. Lena stepped close to Alex, whispering, "Trust me. Some of them do not fully agree with her. We can find a way." Alex nodded, though fear tightened his chest. He began to observe the council carefully, noticing small gestures, slight nods, and the way some aliens exchanged subtle glances. It became clear to him that not everyone agreed with the strict interpretation of the law. There were cracks he could exploit, but he had to be careful. One wrong move and it would be over. The council debated for what seemed like hours, their voices rising and falling. Every point they made reminded Alex that alien laws were unyielding, steeped in centuries of culture and power, yet he also saw opportunity in their obsession with proof and logic. He realized he needed to prove his value to them, to show that keeping him alive, or at least useful, was better than following the law blindly. Alex stepped forward cautiously. Raising his hands to show respect, he spoke slowly, explaining his knowledge of Earth, of minerals, and of technologies that could help the aliens improve their minds. Some council members whispered among themselves. Clearly intrigued, the elder sister's eyes narrowed, studying him closely. "You are clever, human," she said. "But cleverness does not excuse interference in our laws." Alex knew she was right, yet he sensed a flicker of curiosity beneath her cold exterior. Lena guided him further, whispering about factions within the council who disliked the elder sister's harsh methods. Alex realized that survival depended not just on intelligence, but on diplomacy. He began to offer small suggestions, showing he could solve problems the aliens themselves struggled with. Every solution was a calculated risk, and every glance at the elder sister reminded him that failure meant becoming property under alien law. By the end of the council session, the elder sister made a surprising decree. Alex was not to be executed or imprisoned, but he was given a single chance to prove his usefulness. Lena smiled faintly, relief shining in her eyes. Though the tension in the room remained thick, Alex knew this was only the beginning. He would have to act quickly, learn fast, and navigate a world where a single mistake could cost him his life. As they left the hall, Alex glanced back, seeing the elder sister's gaze follow him. It was a silent warning and a reminder of the stakes. He had entered the alien court as a rescuer, but he would have to leave as a strategist, a negotiator, and maybe, just maybe, a survivor, Lena whispered. "We have allies if we are careful, but the path will not be easy." Alex nodded, determination hardening in his chest. They would have to move through shadows, gather information, and outwit a system designed to trap them. Every challenge ahead was dangerous. Yet Alex felt a strange resolve. He had saved Lena once, and he would not let the law or the elder sister take her or him without a fight. The alien city stretched before them, full of light and shadow, promise and peril, and so the next chapter of their journey began, marked by intrigue, danger, and the delicate balance of trust and strategy. Alex and Lena moved quietly through the narrow alleys of the alien city. Every glowing surface reflected strange symbols, and the air hummed with unseen energy. He kept his eyes on the shadows, knowing the elder sister's guards could appear at any moment. Even a single misstep could alert them, and capture meant the end of freedom. Lena led him to a hidden chamber beneath the city, a place few aliens knew existed. The walls were etched with patterns that glowed faintly, showing maps and secret passages. "This is where we can plan," Lena whispered. Glancing around nervously, Alex nodded, feeling a mix of fear and determination. He realized that surviving this world required more than courage. It required alliances and careful strategy. Lena explained the political struggles in her family. Her elder sister was powerful, but not all factions in the council agreed with her strict rule. Some elders wanted change. Some were jealous of her authority. Alex listened closely, trying to understand the complex web of laws, customs, and rivalries. It was confusing. Yet he saw opportunity in their disagreements if he played his cards carefully. He could gain allies and increase his chances of survival. The chamber was filled with alien devices, some of which seemed dangerous. Alex examined them cautiously, trying to learn how they worked without triggering alarms. Lena taught him how to read the symbols and operate a few tools safely. Together, they discovered ways to move through the city unseen. They also found hidden records of past disputes and secrets about the elder sister. These secrets could give them leverage if they used them wisely. As days passed, Alex and Lena explored forbidden sectors, always careful to avoid patrols. The city seemed alive, watching them. Testing their skill and patience, Alex was amazed at alien technology. Devices that could detect heat, sound, and even emotions. He realized that understanding these tools was as important as understanding the laws themselves. Lena guided him, explaining how the elder sister valued control and obedience above all else. Any act of defiance had to be subtle, clever, and almost invisible. One night, they observed the elder sister speaking privately with a council faction. Her voice was calm but commanding, and Alex noticed hints of fear in the others' responses. It became clear that she was not invincible. Even the most powerful had weaknesses. They began to devise a plan, using these weaknesses to their advantage. Alex would need to rely on human ingenuity and Lena's insider knowledge. Together, they mapped out paths, schedules, and strategies to avoid detection. Every plan was dangerous. Yet Alex felt a strange thrill in the challenge. He learned to think like the aliens, anticipating their reactions and exploiting small openings. Lena's courage inspired him, and he realized that trust between them was growing. They were no longer just human and alien. They were partners in survival. The stakes were high, and one mistake could cost them both. Yet the thought of giving up never crossed Alex's mind. The elder sister's presence was always a shadow over them. Even when she was not near, Alex could feel her authority pressing down. Every alleyway, every glowing symbol reminded him that he was in a world governed by rules beyond human logic. But he also realized that bravery and cleverness could create openings where the law seemed absolute. Lena shared stories of her childhood, showing Alex moments when the elder sister had been challenged. These stories gave him hope and insight, helping him understand the alien mind. One evening, they discovered a secret transport corridor used by the council. It was narrow and heavily guarded, yet it offered a chance to move quickly across the city. Alex studied the patterns of patrols, timing movements down to the second. Lena pointed out hidden cameras and motion sensors, teaching him how to bypass them. The plan began to take shape. They could reach areas of the city where secrets and leverage awaited. It was risky but necessary if they wanted to change their fate. As they prepared for the first stage of their plan, Alex felt a mixture of fear and determination. Every moment demanded patience, courage, and sharp thinking. Lena's trust gave him strength, and he promised himself he would protect her no matter what. The elder sister might have power, but human ingenuity combined with alien insight could create possibilities. Their alliance, fragile but strong, became the key to surviving in a world ruled by strict and dangerous laws. With every step, suspense grew, and the city itself seemed to hold its breath. The journey ahead was perilous, but Alex and Lena were ready to face it together. Alex had been escorted to the Grand Chamber, a place he would later learn was called the Forbidden Trial Hall. The hall stretched wider than any building he had ever seen, with walls that shimmered in colors he could not name. Hundreds of aliens filled the space, their eyes glowing faintly. Watching him with curiosity, suspicion, and judgment, he felt small, almost fragile, in the presence of so much authority. Yet he knew he had to stay calm. The elder sister stood at the center, her posture perfect, her gaze unwavering. She did not speak yet, but Alex could feel her power pressing down like a heavy weight. He glanced at Lena, who stood just behind him, her hand gripping his arm for reassurance. Her eyes gave him courage. reminding him why he had risked everything to save her. The first test began without warning. A council elder stepped forward, raising a staff that projected a holographic maze in the air. "Your mind will be judged," the elder said. "Find the path or remain a prisoner forever." Alex's heart pounded as symbols floated around him. Shifting and changing, he realized the challenge was not just intelligence but perception. The maze seemed impossible, yet he focused, breaking the problem into small steps. Step by step, he navigated the maze, noticing patterns invisible to most. Sweat ran down his brow as he completed the puzzle, and the council murmured in surprise. The elder sister's eyes narrowed, a flicker of curiosity crossing her face. Next came the physical trial. Aliens moved swiftly, throwing obstacles in his path, some glowing with dangerous energy. Alex had to leap over gaps, duck under barriers, and time every movement precisely. Lena watched from the side, her hands covering her mouth as he dodged near misses. The hall seemed to hold its breath, every alien waiting to see if he would fail. Alex felt his muscles burn, but determination kept him moving. He reached the final platform just as a barrier of energy snapped behind him. A hush fell over the chamber, broken only by the faint hum of alien technology. Then came the moral trial, the most frightening of all. The council projected visions of Lena in danger, trapped under crushing weight and fire. "You must choose," a voice intoned. "Save yourself or save her?" Alex's heart raced. Every instinct screamed to act. Yet he knew this was a test of character. He stepped forward, facing the illusions, refusing to abandon Lena, even as the visions pressed on him, showing failure, pain, and loss. Alex's choice was clear, and he moved to protect her. Even though it was only a simulation, the council watched silently, their judgment hidden behind masks of expressionless faces. Finally, the elder sister spoke, her voice ringing through the hall. "You have shown cleverness, courage, and compassion," she said. Alex's heart leapt, but he knew the trial was not yet complete. "Yet the law still demands you belong under my claim. Unless you prove greater value," she continued. Alex swallowed hard, realizing he was being judged not just for survival, but for usefulness. He took a deep breath and presented ideas he had learned from observing alien technology. Plans to improve mining efficiency, protect the workers, and reduce accidents. The council murmured, some leaning closer to examine his words. Alex explained carefully, showing diagrams and using gestures to communicate. Even the elder sister tilted her head slightly, clearly intrigued by his proposals. After hours of testing, the council finally paused, and the hall fell silent. The elder sister's eyes studied Alex, weighing centuries of law against the evidence of his courage and ingenuity. She spoke again, her voice calm yet commanding. "You have survived the trial and demonstrated value beyond what we expected." Lena exhaled softly, relief shining in her eyes, but Alex remained tense. He knew this was only a temporary reprieve. "Not freedom," the elder sister continued. "You will have one chance to use your knowledge and skill to aid our people." Alex nodded, understanding that every move now was crucial. Failure in this new role could undo all he had survived. As they left the hall, Lena whispered, "We did it. For now." Alex glanced back at the council, seeing the weight of centuries of law in their silent stares. He realized the real challenge had just begun. Surviving in a world where every step was watched, every action judged. But he felt a spark of hope, knowing that cleverness, courage, and trust could tip the balance in their favor. The alien city stretched before them, filled with light and shadow, opportunities and dangers. Their alliance was fragile yet stronger than ever, and every step forward would test them in ways they could not yet imagine. Alex and Lena had survived the trials, yet the elder sister's shadow loomed over them constantly. Freedom was still far from reach, and every step outside the council's control was risky. They knew that cleverness and caution were their only tools. One mistake could bring guards, alarms, and the elder sister herself, ending everything they had fought for. In the hidden chamber beneath the city, Alex spread out the maps they had found. Lena pointed to a narrow corridor rarely used by the council, one that led beyond the city walls. "It is dangerous, but it is our only chance," she whispered, her eyes glowing with determination. Alex studied the map carefully, noting guard rotations, patrol routes, and the positions of the elder sister's sentinels. Every detail mattered. Even a flicker of light or a misplaced step could betray them. They began preparing for the escape, crafting makeshift tools from alien devices, Alex used his knowledge of mechanics to modify energy locks and sensors. Lena guided him, showing where the devices were most sensitive. The corridor itself was narrow and twisted, lined with pressure plates, motion detectors, and energy barriers. Even the walls seemed alive, humming softly as if they could sense intruders. The night of the escape arrived, dark and quiet, yet tense with unseen threats. Alex and Lena moved silently, hugging the walls, their breath controlled to avoid detection. Every shadow was a potential threat, every sound a danger. They avoided patrols by timing their movements precisely, stepping only when the guard sensors were inactive. Alex's heart raced with every close encounter, and Lena's grip on his arm reminded him why he risked everything. At one point, a patrol turned unexpectedly down their path. Alex froze, his mind racing, searching for a solution. Lena pressed a small device into his hand. A silent communicator. He activated it carefully, creating a tiny illusion of movement in another hallway. The guards followed the illusion. Leaving the corridor clear, they exhaled softly, but knew their escape was far from over. As they proceeded, the corridor narrowed, forcing them to move in single file. Pressure plates glimmered faintly underfoot. Glowing red when stepped on, Alex carefully adjusted his weight. Testing each step before committing, the hum of the walls grew louder, as if the building itself was alert to their presence. Lena whispered directions, guiding him with precision. Every second stretched endlessly, suspense thickening with each heartbeat. Finally, they reached a large chamber, a junction where several paths met. Alex studied the map, realizing that one wrong turn could lead directly to the council. They chose the path that ran along the outer edge of the city. Hidden under glowing vines and structures, the corridor ended at a reinforced door, one of the few exits from the city's inner sector. Alex examined the lock, an alien design that would have defeated any ordinary human. Using makeshift tools and careful observation, he manipulated the mechanisms. Sweat dripped from his brow as he worked, knowing a single mistake could trigger alarms. With a soft click, the door unlocked, and they peered into the open night. The sky was alien, filled with shimmering colors and two moons casting pale light. Freedom was so close, yet the elder sister's presence seemed to stretch even here. They moved quickly but cautiously, stepping into the open corridor beyond. The city sprawled around them, quiet now, but full of unseen eyes. They had escaped the council's immediate control, but the elder sister still had power, and their journey was not over. As they ran along the outer paths, Alex thought about the risks they had taken. Every decision had required courage, ingenuity, and trust. He realized that survival on this planet demanded more than skill. It demanded cleverness and unity. Lena glanced at him, her eyes shining, showing gratitude and determination. Together, they navigated hidden bridges and shadowed walkways. Moving farther from the city, the tension never left. Every sound, every flicker of light could mean discovery. Yet hope pressed them forward, a fragile but powerful force. Finally, they reached a narrow ledge overlooking the valley beyond the city. Below, alien forests stretched endlessly. Glowing faintly in the night, it was a dangerous drop, but it was their chance to leave the city walls. Alex and Lena prepared to descend carefully. Using ropes and alien grappling tools, the wind whistled past them, carrying the scent of unfamiliar plants and minerals. The city behind them seemed distant now, but the elder sister's gaze lingered in their minds. Freedom was close, but the danger had not ended, and suspense hung thick in the cool night air. Alex took Lena's hand, whispering, "We're almost there. Stay close." She nodded, her grip firm, showing that she trusted him completely. Step by step, they descended into the unknown valley. Every shadow was a challenge, every sound a warning, yet they pressed on, hearts racing, minds alert, and spirits determined. The escape plan had worked. But survival on this alien planet would require even more courage and cleverness in the days ahead. The adventure was far from over, but for the first time, Alex and Lena felt a spark of hope, a spark that promised freedom, trust, and the possibility of changing their fate. Alex and Lena moved silently through the alien forest, the glow of strange plants lighting their path. Every sound of rustling leaves or distant hum of alien machines made Alex's heart race. He knew the elder sister would not let them escape easily, and at any moment they could be caught, yet he pressed on, determined to protect Lena and to find a way to challenge the rigid laws of this world. Suddenly, the forest opened into a wide clearing, bathed in soft light from the two moons above. Alex froze as he saw her. the elder sister standing in the center, her figure tall and commanding. Her eyes glowed faintly, filled with both power and curiosity. "You thought you could escape my claim?" she asked, her voice calm but dangerous. Lena stepped forward, her hand brushing Alex's arm, signaling courage. The air was thick with tension, the silence stretching like a living thing. Alex raised his hand slowly, showing he meant no harm. "I did not come to fight," he said, choosing his words carefully. "I only wanted to save Lena from danger, from the mining pit, from harm." The elder sister's gaze did not waver, but a flicker of something, perhaps respect or curiosity, passed through her eyes. "You have disobeyed our laws," she said, "and yet you show courage and cleverness." Alex realized that this was the moment, the point where words, deeds, and courage would meet. He could not fight brute force, but he could try to reason with her, appeal to something deeper than law. Lena stepped forward, her voice trembling but firm. "Please, sister, look at what he has done for me," she said, her eyes shining with hope. "He saved my life without expecting anything in return, and he has proven himself capable, useful, and brave." The elder sister's expression did not change, but Alex noticed a slight softening. He took a deep breath and spoke again, carefully choosing every word. "I respect your law and your power, but I am not your property, and I do not wish to harm anyone," he said. "I can help your people improve safety and show that humans and aliens can work together." The elder sister paused, her eyes scanning the forest, the valley below, and the stars above. She was weighing centuries of tradition against this unexpected human. This unpredictable choice. Alex felt the suspense tighten around him, every heartbeat a drum of fear and hope. He had no weapons, no shields, only words, courage, and trust in Lena by his side. Then she spoke, her voice calm but heavy with decision. "You have faced trials, danger, and moral tests," she said, "and you have shown value beyond what any human could prove in my eyes." Alex's heart leapt, but he stayed still, knowing the choice was not yet final. "Yet the law demands a claim, a control, a symbol of ownership unless I see another path," she continued. The wind rustled through the alien plants, carrying with it the weight of judgment and centuries of law. Alex realized this was the moment to show the elder sister that respect, courage, and cleverness could be stronger than rigid rules. He stepped forward, speaking earnestly. "I do not seek to defy you, but to cooperate," he said. "Let me prove that I can help, that my knowledge can benefit your people, and that your law can evolve without losing its honor." The elder sister studied him, silence stretching for what felt like eternity. Lena held her breath, watching intently, her faith in Alex unwavering. The tension was unbearable. Every shadow, every glimmer of light, every rustle of leaves seemed amplified in the suspense. Finally, after a long pause, the elder sister spoke, her tone both commanding and measured. "You have shown courage, cleverness, and respect for life. Qualities rare even among my own people," she said. "Therefore I will make a choice," she continued, her eyes meeting Alex's directly. "You are not my property, but you will serve my people as an advisor and protector," she said. Alex felt a rush of relief and gratitude, yet he stayed cautious, knowing trust must be earned. The elder sister lowered her hand slightly, signaling the guards to step back. Lena exhaled softly, her eyes shining with joy and relief. Alex realized that this confrontation had not only saved him, but had also changed a part of the alien law. The elder sister's choice was a new precedent, one that balanced tradition with respect and understanding. He understood that this moment would shape their future, not just for him and Lena, but for all humans interacting with this alien world. The suspense slowly eased, replaced with cautious hope. The elder sister gave a small nod, an acknowledgement of his bravery and intelligence. Alex knew the journey was not over, yet for the first time, he felt the possibility of freedom and trust. The alien forest around them seemed less threatening now, filled with light, shadows, and opportunities. Together, Alex and Lena stepped forward, ready to face the challenges ahead. The confrontation had ended, but the adventure, and the delicate balance of courage and law, was just beginning. The sun rose over the alien world, casting pale light across the valleys and forests. Alex and Lena stood at the edge of the city, looking back at the towering structures that had once held them captive. The elder sister's presence was still there, a silent reminder of the power and law they had faced. Yet, for the first time, Alex felt a sense of hope, fragile but real. Stretching like the morning light, the elder sister had chosen to spare him. To recognize his courage and usefulness, it was not full freedom, but it was a chance to prove himself further, to earn trust and respect. Alex understood that this new role came with responsibility. He would serve the aliens not as property, but as an advisor and ally. It was a delicate balance, one that required careful action and constant vigilance. Lena stepped forward, her hand brushing his, her eyes bright with determination. "Together, we can help them," she said softly. "We can show that humans can contribute, that we can build trust and change things for the better." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of their mission. Every challenge they had faced had led to this moment, and every choice ahead would define their place in this world. They began walking through the alien forest, heading toward the outer valleys where Alex could start learning about their society and technology more deeply. The air was fresh, carrying scents he had never smelled before. He noticed small creatures moving among the glowing plants, some curious, some cautious. Even in this strange world, life carried on, indifferent to laws but full of possibility. As they reached a clearing, a small group of aliens approached cautiously. Alex recognized them as members of the faction that had been less loyal to the elder sister. They looked at him with a mix of suspicion and interest. Lena stepped forward, introducing him carefully, explaining his actions during the trials, and his willingness to help their people. The aliens whispered among themselves, and Alex realized that alliances could be built slowly. With trust and respect, every action now had consequences, and every relationship could tip the balance toward cooperation or conflict. Over the next days, Alex began to work with the aliens, sharing knowledge of Earth technology adapted to their needs. He helped improve mining safety, optimize energy systems, and teach methods that reduced accidents. The council watched closely, evaluating every suggestion. Some elders were impressed, others skeptical, but Alex remained patient, understanding that change took time. The elder sister observed him often, her eyes revealing curiosity rather than hostility. Every success, however small, built his credibility, and slowly, the rigid laws began to show flexibility. Lena grew more confident as well, moving freely without fear of punishment. She guided Alex through the complex social and political structures of her world. Together they became a team, balancing human ingenuity with alien tradition. They discovered that even in a strict society, small acts of courage, intelligence, and empathy could ripple outward. Each positive change inspired others, shifting perspectives and softening rigid rules. The elder sister eventually approached Alex privately, her demeanor still commanding but less severe. "You have done more than I expected," she said. "Your actions have shown that cooperation can succeed where strict law alone fails." Alex bowed respectfully, acknowledging her power and the wisdom in her decision. "Thank you," he said. "I will continue to serve and learn, and I hope to help your people prosper." Her nod was subtle but meaningful, an acknowledgement of respect earned through courage and cleverness. Weeks passed, and the city began to feel less like a prison and more like a place of opportunity. Aliens and humans started to interact, cautiously at first but with growing understanding. Alex realized that this was only the beginning. The real work of bridging worlds and cultures had just started. He felt pride in what he and Lena had accomplished, and hope for what they could achieve. One evening, as the moons rose high and cast their pale light over the forests, Alex and Lena stood on a cliff overlooking the valley. The city glowed faintly below, a symbol of both challenge and possibility. "We have survived," Lena said softly, her eyes reflecting the light of the moons. Alex nodded. "Yes, and we have a chance to make a difference, to show that humans and aliens can trust each other." The wind carried their words outward, across forests and mountains into a world full of danger and potential. In that moment, Alex understood the meaning of courage, trust, and alliance. He had faced alien laws, moral dilemmas, and impossible challenges, yet he had survived. Not through strength alone, but through cleverness, empathy, and partnership. The elder sister's decision had changed everything, creating a new path. A path where humans and aliens could work together, where rigid tradition could bend without breaking. Alex and Lena stepped forward, ready to face this new world. Their journey was far from over, but they had survived the greatest trials, and in that survival they had found hope, freedom, and the beginning of a truly extraordinary adventure.